Are you properly in there? I think you are. Hello, darlings. Welcome to Friday afternoon. And welcome to driving in daylight. Part of the way, anyway. Oh, look, I've got lots of lovely fuel. That's nice. Okay, well, the news is that it is not as yet as fearsomely cold as it was yesterday. That's not to say it's not going to get that cold, but I don't think that it is. It's below zero, or if it's not now, then it's gonna be. I think it's about zero at the moment. But it's not going to be -9. Do you mind if I just misimprint? Oh, you're very kind. Thank you. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be insane like it was last night. And I don't think the road surface is going to be any better. But God knows we're getting used to that now, aren't we? But what I'm hoping is that having the daylight means that we're going to have a pretty stunning drive. I hope so anyway. Because I know you must be getting bored stiff of these, but when something's a little bit different, like you're getting that amazing scenery, I hope you enjoy it. I'm planning to enjoy this. So I'm not going to bang on about the jeopardy of the state of the roads or anything like that. We've done that to death. It's still true. These lanes are still going to require caution and some level of ability, I suppose. But I think we can just concentrate on the beauty of the Peak District in winter when it's daylight and you can see it. I'm not feeling quite as doom and gloom as I was last night, but oh, hello. Minty! Minty! Yeah, it's kind of eased off a bit compared to yesterday. -9 last night was just utterly ridiculous. Both sets of, well, one set of neighbours moved today, just got back from work, I presume, just as I was leaving, pulled up behind me. Not sure if Nikki's moved, but she did start the car and warm it through. So life is beginning to return to this little part of the peak. Look at that, isn't that amazing? How beautiful is that? And so if yesterday was the peak of the weather event, if you'll forgive the phrase, well, I'm getting out in front of you, mate, sod you. If yesterday was the peak, then hopefully we will gradually start to come out of it. It's still forecast to be hovering around zero, maybe a degree above zero for a couple of hours during the day, and then a few degrees below zero, -2, -3 over today and tomorrow. But then Sunday 4 degrees and Monday 7 degrees, so perhaps the end really is in sight. And of course Monday is going to be a different kind of adventure. Going home to Wales. Yeah, I just figured it out looking at the videos just before I left the cottage. This is like day 6 of this weather event. Maybe not for the rest of you, but it bloody is for me. It's been 6 days of this. Oh, breathe in. Yeah, 6 days. That's kind of enough, really, isn't it? Shame we've got this car in front of us ruining the view. Oh, look at that skyline. How absolutely lovely. I'm in a car sandwich. I've got a hulking great 4x4 behind me that probably wants to go quicker than I'm going. So in terms of preparation for Monday's little road trip, well, I say preparation, that not for me, that means prepared in the car. You know, otherwise it's just packing a case, isn't it? So in terms of preparation, there ain't going to be any. I think that Sunday night, I'm just going to have to swap cars, go home in opposite Crabtree on Sunday night and just bugger off with him on Monday morning. Quick levels check and that'll be about it. I'm really not going to have time to do anything else. I would have loved to have valeted him and put his umbrella in the right place. He still hasn't got his umbrella in him. Remember, I bought an umbrella some while ago. Can't remember how long ago. That's beautiful. Look at that. Oh, it's a Defender behind me. He'll definitely be capable of going quicker than this. Probably quite frustrated with the little Rover 25. And I have to say, fair play to JJ. Hasn't she been a little trooper over this spell? Very proud of her. Ooh. Well and truly frozen there. And well and truly frozen there. Right, here we go. You see, now notice, darlings, how I've drifted back so that I'm not up the car in front's arse. Now, that's partly for filming purposes, but it's also just for their comfort. Because having a car right up your arse can make you feel uncomfortable. And the Defender behind me is not paying me the same courtesy. He's riding my ass. And my wife. Looking forward to this view as we go over the brow. Yeah, it's noticeably not as cold. Don't get me wrong, it's cold. It's 0 or below 0, maybe 1 below, but not like yesterday. God, yesterday really was fearsome. Don't particularly want another day like that anytime soon. Well, look at that, sweethearts. Look at that. That might be your thumbnail right there. Any other news? What have I done today? I was up earlier. I was up at a reasonable time this morning, feeling quite energetic and with it. Got through quite a few tasks in the cottage. Had some good tidying up. Lunch was a pay. Lunch was a pay. Not one of Carol's pies. I already had 2 cheap Sainsbury's pies in stock, so I had one of them with 4 baby potatoes that I boiled and then tossed in butter, mint and parsley, and I enjoyed it very much indeed. Who doesn't love a pie, eh? Where was that car that we passed yesterday or the night before that had fallen off the road? I can't remember where it was. I haven't passed it anyway, so either it's somewhere else or they managed to get it cleared. Oh! Yeah. Yeah, don't get complacent, sunshine. The lane will still bite you in the arse if you give it a chance. I'm actually enjoying this very much. This really is nice. Obviously it's been a quiet week at work. I'm expecting a quiet weekend. Really short of front of house staff tonight. Babita can't come, she's on a work placement. Vivek's in the middle of his exams. So it's just going to be Amrit and Samyog having to do front of house and the pass, but if deliveries are quiet, then as soon as is the driver is in, then I can just spend the rest of the night front of house or running the pass. I'll probably run the pass. To be honest, I'd be much happier doing that than slipping and sliding over dodgy paths and pavements. Managed to stay on my feet all the way through though. Oh, touch wood, it's not over with yet. Touch fake wood. Amazon delivery hadn't arrived by the time I left. It's due before 10, so don't know if it'll fit through the letterbox or not. Oh, I didn't enjoy that bit. You can see the lane is, this one anyway, is noticeably clearer than it was yesterday. Tomorrow night we might have a bit of fun, darlings, because I can't think of anything else to differentiate tomorrow night. It's going to be the same light level to all intents and purposes as this, so that's not going to be any different. The lanes are going to be, well, hopefully no worse, maybe even, oh, that was a bit risque. Yeah, the lanes might even be a bit better still. This one should be absolutely fine. They grip this, don't they? So we can get a wriggle on that. So yeah, tomorrow might have a bit of fun on the lanes that are still a bit icy. Now that they're not catastrophically stupid, we might have a little bit of fun. Do it all a bit quicker. And then I like to put it neatly back where it belongs. Trees are beautiful, aren't they? So, birthday next week. Oh, the emptying of the box on Sunday. Just 2 more sleeps until the box gets emptied. 3 more sleeps until I'm off to Earthland, didn't I? And then I will be fixating my mind on 1st of March, St. David's Day, the beginning of spring. I don't suppose my daffodils will make an appearance. Well, they never do. Oh, hello, look, darlings. Tractor! This is proper old school snow, isn't it? I mean, this snow is pretty much 5 days old now. And it's properly lasted. Oh, I guess that's what happens in bloody Arctic temperatures. I had a glimpse at the old BBC weather app, and the week or weeks coming up look quite warm. Double-figure temperatures some days. So we have got some respite to look forward to. And I haven't forgotten that I still owe myself an extra night in Carnarvon for the one that I missed with. God, I forgot her name for a minute. Yvette Carte Blanche. Yeah, the one I missed when Yvette was playing up. Oh, I didn't tell you, did I? Right, cast your mind back to that Carnarvon trip that wasn't. And do you remember? Obviously, I was stuck in those services waiting for the AA. Well, as sure as eggs is eggs, yesterday morning I got the parking fine, didn't I? I should have paid the parking fee, 15 quid. Instead, I've got £100 fine reduced to 60 if I pay within 14 days. Well, I'm going to appeal it, and then for shits and giggles I'll let it go to court, and I'll go to court. I haven't been to court for years. I'll really enjoy that. I'll come up with, I'll do what I always used to do in court. I'll perjure myself. I'll come up with some I'll come up with some convincing but spurious argument. I bet they don't actually turn up anyway. Well, I mean, what am I saying? Of course they don't bloody turn up. It'll be a bit of content, won't it? A day in court. Oh, I could get a secret camera, couldn't I, and record the actual court proceedings. That would be fun. Especially if I get up to the antics I used to. For those who don't know, and you probably wouldn't know unless you watch my live streams where I've bored you for 2.5 years about things in my life that you've no interest in and didn't want to hear about. But there was a big chunk of my life where I spent a lot of time in court. I did I did spend 4 years studying law, and that's bloody hell. I find it fascinating. I would do it for pleasure, but then when it came to business and ending up in court for one reason or another, well, it was always the same reason, wasn't it? It was always being sued by a customer. And that's not because we were dodgy in any way. We were the most honest car dealership out there. It was because of our specific business model, and customers they thought that they were entitled to things that they legally weren't entitled to. And also it's the kind of thing you get when you sell the kind of vehicles that we used to. So I'll give you an example, right? Now, let's say that you bought a Triumph Stag with its original engine off me when I was running the dealership. And let's say that you've owned that vehicle for 5 weeks and the engine blows up. Well, as a customer, you're probably going to think, right, I've spent £6,000 on this car, I've had it 5 weeks, the engine's blown up, I'm entitled to a refund or a fix or whatever. Sale of Goods Act 1974, good must be fit for the purpose for which it's bought, blah 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 blah. Perfectly understandable. Now, as the dealer, I'm going to say, well, A, it's a classic car, the engines are a known weak point, and I don't know if you've treated that vehicle correctly. And then I'm also going to say, don't forget that we are a brokerage. You don't have exactly the same legal rights when you buy from an auction house as you do when you buy from a dealership. And we were an auction house, technically, but we were a 24/7 auction house because we were a brokerage. We sold privately owned vehicles on the owner's behalf, and we sold them 7 days a week from the showrooms. We also held physical one-day auctions, but the premise remains the same for both. So, you the customer, you're going to say, well, look, I want a refund, or I want you to fit a new engine. And as a dealer, I'm going to say, well, unfortunately, that ain't going to happen. I'm really sorry this has happened. I'll do what I can to help you. I can get the work carried out at trade for you, blah, 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 blah. But, you can't have what you're asking for. What's going to happen next? They're going to sue us. Small claims court. And that meant, And the first time that happened, I used a brief. I was there, the brief was useless, and I thought, sod that, I'll do it myself. So from then on, whether it was small claims or any other court, I did all of my own legal work, all of my own advocacy. And I had a pretty good strike rate, to be fair. Right then, darlings, that is the pretty bit all over and done with. So, as usual, I will turn you off, and if I remember, I'll bring you back for the Honourable Bridge. If I forget, like I did last night, I'll bring you back just after the Honourable Bridge and say, oh bugger, I forgot the Honourable Bridge. Difficult saying honourable now. Honourable. Catch you in a bit. I remembered. Greetings, Honourable Bridge. Here we go then, darlings. Another Friday night in Ripley. Still no signs of life upstairs, apart from the lights that were just left on. Okay, and the yard is still a bloody skating rink, so I'm gonna have to literally watch my step. However, time to go and see what's what, and I'll see you guys on the other side. Oh, blimey. Done the, I've done that for a minute. Did the same trick as last night, because it has got a lot colder. Not as bad as last night, but it's still pretty cold. So I did the same trick for the last 20 minutes. Left the engine running, so that when I get in now, nice and warm. Well, that turned out not to be a bad night, actually. I thought we were going to be absolutely dead. We had 13 people booked, 2 5s and a 3, and then we got a phone call from one of the 5s to say, oh sorry, my wife has booked this as well. So it was a double booking. So we only had 8 people booked. We had a couple of walk-ins. It was going to be a really dead night. But then we just had we had a party of 13 walk in right at the death. Well, they phoned and said, have you got tables? We're there in 10 minutes. So that kind of saved the night. And what a great bunch of lads, actually. They were all mountain bikers of a certain age, my age or older, actually, probably a little older than me. So even though it's not my sport, still 2 wheels and whatnot, and there were 3 world champions amongst them. So and some of them have done road, not competitively, but you know, socially or training or whatever. So yeah, that was quite a fun chat, and yeah, quiet weekend. So, well, quiet Friday anyway. Even with them, it's been a quiet Friday, but could have been worse. Would have been a lot worse if that big party hadn't turned up. I nipped to Sainsbury's to get the chickens for tonight and tomorrow's staff curry, and because we were nice and quiet, I had a few extra minutes so I could whiz around and get some bits and pieces for next week for Monday. So that's good. Yeah, that's about it really. I'll stop saying I'll put some music on, and I will be back with you lovely people to say good night. Innit?
107.9 megahertz.
Thank you. Okay, darlings, here we are climbing the top of the hill to home. It's very much below 0, but yeah, as I keep saying, not like last night. My God, I'm feeling pretty good. Looking forward to tonight's live stream. I'm looking forward to a glass of wine. That's always a pleasure, isn't it? and within the next couple of days this little snap of cold misery will come to an end and warmer days will drift in for a while. So let me thank you for your company. As always, driving to work just wouldn't be the same without you, and let me wish you a safe and peaceful night and a good day ahead. I hope there's some pleasure, perhaps joy, to be taken from it. In the meantime, take really good care of yourselves, darlings, and take care of those whom you love and who love you. We'll just hop up onto Mr. Curbs there. Got all the shopping to take in, of course. No, doesn't want to get over that little snowdrift. Never mind. There we go. That'll do. That'll do. Okay then, darlings. Much love from me, and I look forward to seeing you next time.